happy we are together, together, together. No matter what the weather shall be. Let's have fun together, together, together. Let's have fun together and shine like the sun. So join us on our sing-along and fun show with Miss Miriam. So happy we are together to share in the fun and shine like the sun. Hi boys and girls, so happy to see you again. Remember, this is your show, so come along and join me. Let's have fun together and learn something new. Today, our theme is on outer space. Can anyone there in our audience or at home name 8 planets in our solar system? Let's see. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Did you know this is the order outward from the sun? There are so many other cool and interesting facts about the solar system. I visited my friend, Professor Fenwick, at the planetarium at County College of Morris to learn more about what a planetarium is and what astronomers do. Hi everyone, great to see everyone today. Today is a very, very exciting day. Today we are with Professor Fenwick from County College of Morris from the astronomy department, and we're going to learn so many fun things about astronomy today. So let me introduce Dr. Fenwick. Hi, nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. And thank you so much for all your help here.
Of course.
We really appreciate that.
Pleased to do it.
Thank you. So I have a couple of questions for you, Dr. Fenwick. The first is, can you tell the audience a little bit about what an astronomer does?
An astronomer studies the space that we live in, looks up into space, the space that we live. We look at stars like the sun. We look at planets like the Earth. Our entire universe is surrounded around us with lots of things like asteroids, comets, nebulas, galaxies, and lots of mysteries that we're trying to unravel as we look up there into space.
That's fascinating. It really is. And can you tell us a little bit about the role that you have here as an astronomer here?
Right. My job here is as a teaching astronomer. So I do a lot of research. I look at things that other people have studied, and then I translate that stuff to the people that come to visit us. And we see people from preschools through seniors, and we try to show them some of the things, some of the great mysteries that are up there in space, and try to inspire them to find out more information about what's going on up there in space.
That's really fascinating, really great. And can you tell us a little bit about the show that you put on for us today?
Sure. So today we're going to take an adventure through our own neighborhood of space, our own solar system. 8 planets, each of which have their own story to tell. They have their own mysteries. They all have their own exciting bits that we're going to look at and explore in ways that no human being has ever seen before. We've sent robots to study them, but we've never visited them with humans. You guys are going to be the first intrepid astronauts to go visit our planets in our solar system. Today we're going to go look at the planets in our own solar system. There's a handful of planets that spin around the sun. They're all very different. They have their own story to tell. They're all different from our own planet and different from each other. And we want to go look at all of these planets and see the ways in which they are different. And we're going to start out today by going to visit the planet that spins around closest to the sun. It's a planet called Mercury. Mercury reminds us a lot of the moon. It has more in common with the moon than the other planets. Its size is close to the moon. It's a little bit bigger than the moon, but not much bigger. Its surface looks like the moon. It's covered with craters like the moon has. It doesn't have much color to it. Planets usually come in cool colors. Not Mercury. It's black and white. Really doesn't have much color to it at all. And also like the moon, Mercury doesn't have any air around it. And air around a planet is like a blanket. Like a blanket helps to keep you warm at night, a blanket of air around a planet keeps the planet warm at night. Mercury gets warm during the day. During the day, it gets up to about 700 degrees. which is about as hot as your oven can go if you turn it all the way up. If you were on the daytime side of Mercury, you'd cook up like a French fry. But on the nighttime side, because there's no blanket to keep it warm, it gets very cold. On the nighttime side of Mercury, the temperature goes down to about 200 degrees below zero. 200 below. It's colder than any place on Earth will ever get. But actually, planet number 2 gets even hotter. Planet number 2 is a planet called Venus. And Venus is hotter because it has the blanket that Mercury doesn't have. It has a blanket of air, lots of air, tons of air. It's got more air around it than we have here on Earth. Venus has lots of air, but it's not air you could breathe. Here on Earth, we have stuff called oxygen. We need loose oxygen in order to be able to breathe. On Venus, the air is mostly made up of stuff called carbon dioxide, which is not what you want to be breathing in. We breathe in a little bit of carbon dioxide, but it's what your lungs are trying to get rid of when you breathe out. Trying to breathe on Venus would feel an awful lot like trying to breathe underwater. And we can't breathe underwater. This blanket of air, like I said, air around a planet is like a big blanket, and this has an extra big blanket, keeps this planet extra warm. All the time, day or night on Venus, the temperature hangs out at very close to 900 degrees, which is even hotter than your oven at home can go. Super hot. It's the hottest planet in our solar system, but it is our closest next door neighbor. Venus is the planet that spins around the sun closest to the planet we live on. Our planet is planet number 3, and that's a planet called Earth. And from here, we can see a lot of things that make our planet pretty special. We can see clouds that's swirling around in our air. We have air that we're able to breathe. You won't see that on any other planet we'll look at today. We see a lot of blue stuff. That's water, liquid water. Every living thing on Earth needs liquid water to survive. All of us, all the people, but everything else. Every butterfly, every kangaroo, every dandelion, every living thing on Earth needs liquid water to survive. So it's a good thing most of our planet is covered with water. But we also have land. You see green and brown stuff? That's land we have to stand on. That's good too. If we were just water, I guess we'd all be mermaids or something. I guess it's good we have land to stand on, a place to build our house. So we are very lucky that we have all the right stuff on our planet, and we are in just the right place. We get just the right amount of light and heat and energy that we need to live here on our planet. So we're very lucky we have all the right stuff in just the right place to live here on Earth. Now, the next planet I think of as our little brother. The next planet past Earth is the planet we've studied the most beyond the Earth, and it's a planet called Mars. Mars is smaller than the Earth. Mars is about half the size of the Earth. Mars is quite a bit further away from the sun than we are. Mars is cold. Mars gets very little energy from the sun. The average temperature on Mars hangs out at about 100 degrees below zero. 100 below. It's about as cold as it ever gets at the South Pole, which is the coldest place on Earth. Mars has air around it, but not much air. And the air that it has is not air we could breathe. It's mostly made up of that carbon dioxide stuff. But Mars is the one place we may be able to visit with humans someday, beyond the Earth. We may be able to build rockets someday that can get humans safely to Mars. Right now, we don't build rockets big enough, fast enough, and safe enough to get humans to Mars. But we're working on it. We're guessing the technology is about maybe 20 years away, which is around the time that a lot of you will be graduating with your doctorate degree in engineering and astrophysics. So maybe you'll be on the team that helps build the first rockets to send humans safely to Mars. The next planet past Mars is the biggest of all the planets. It's a planet called Jupiter. And Jupiter is not solid. It's not made up of rocky stuff. It's mostly made up of gases. It's what we call a gas giant. Jupiter, you can kind of think of as a big swirly cloud in outer space. Just like you could never stand on top of a cloud, you could never stand on Jupiter. If you tried to stand on Jupiter, bloop, you fall right in. It's a big swirly blob of stuff. not made of solid things. And Jupiter being so big, having so much gravity, the gravity would pull you to the middle. You'd be stuck in the middle. If you have a backyard telescope, it's one of the easier ones to look at. And when you do look at it, you'll notice first, it's got lots of these colorful stripes. It's got dark stripes and light stripes. Those are ribbons of stuff that wrap around the whole body of Jupiter. And they make these pretty stripes around its body. We call them the belts of Jupiter. Just like a belt goes around your body, Jupiter has these belts of stripes that go around its body. And sometimes the stuff in those stripes gets stuck, makes swirly spots. There's sort of these whirlpools on the body of Jupiter. Jupiter is a big swirly, stripy, spotty blob of stuff. It's not a place we could ever land a rocket on, but it is a pretty beautiful one to look at up there in space. The next one past Jupiter is a place called Saturn. And Saturn is kind of famous for having this cool ring system going around it. There's all these rings going around it. And they look kind of solid from far away, but if you could get close to the rings going around Saturn, you would see they're made up of lots of little pieces, mostly pieces you could hold in your hand. And they're mostly made up of packed snow and ice. The rings of Saturn are made up of thousands of snowballs flying around Saturn at thousands of miles an hour. It's a pretty remarkable thing, and it's a big mystery. We don't know where Saturn gathered all these snowballs from. If you go around the rings, get to the body of Saturn, big round guy in the middle. And Saturn is another swirly blob of stuff, like a big thick swirly cloud. Just like you could never stand on a cloud, you could never stand on Jupiter, you could never stand on Saturn. You'd fall right in. And the gravity would pull you to the middle where you'd be stuck. But Saturn, swirly blob of stuff, surrounded by thousands of snowballs. It's a pretty remarkable thing to see. One of the most epic sights in our own solar system. Now out past Saturn, there are two more of these gas giant planets, and the next two look very similar, but behave very differently. The next one is a planet called Uranus. It's made up of gases, it's not solid. But this one is very cold, kind of still. Out there in the coldness of space, the coldness has kind of gummed the molecules together. This one's not so much like a swirly cloud, it's more like a big ball of jello. It's like a big blob of jello. There's a planet up there made of stuff like jello. Now, jello is a little bit more solid than a cloud, but still not solid enough to stand on. If you tried to stand on this guy, it'd still sink in, a little bit slower, kind of like quicksand. And you'd be pulled to the middle, gravity would drag you to the middle, you'd kind of be stuck. Uranus also has one of these big mysteries of the solar system. We don't know how this happened, but at some point in time, this planet fell over. He fell down. He's lying on his side. All the planets spin around as they go around the sun. All the other planets kind of stand up. They spin around like a top. They have a North Pole near the top, South Pole near the bottom. This guy has North Pole's on the side, South Pole's on the other side. He kind of rolls through the solar system like a giant bowling ball. A giant bowling ball made of jello. Very weird. It's a crazy place. There's some amazing stuff up there in our own solar system. And he has a neighbor that's very similar in its color, in its size, but behaves very differently. The last of the planets is a planet called Neptune. Now, Neptune is another swirly blob of stuff. He's swirly, like Jupiter and Saturn are. He is not still, like Uranus is. He's very swirly. And he has some of the swirliest wind we see anywhere. Here on Earth, sometimes we get swirly wind in hurricanes, tornadoes, dangerous wind. His wind is blowing all the time at least 5 times stronger than the most powerful wind we see here on Earth. On Neptune, the wind all the time is blowing at close to 1,000 miles an hour. That's hard to imagine. And that's another big mystery. We don't know why he's so swirly. He should not be swirly. He should be cold and still. He's almost 3 billion miles away from the sun. You go out by Neptune, look back towards the sun just looks like a chubby star out there in space. But somehow he got this energy and he is a big swirly blob. We've explored our solar system. We've sent robots up there to explore all the planets throughout our solar system. We found some amazing things. We found a lot of mysteries that's going to take us a long time to uncover. So just in our own little neighborhood, our own 8 planets that spin around the sun, we found all these amazing mysteries that we're going to be looking at for a very, very long time. And hopefully some of you will be on the teams that help to uncover some of these amazing mysteries that we have up there in our own solar system.
There are 8 planets in the solar system, and each revolve around the sun. There are 8 planets in the solar system. We're going to name each one. Here they are in order, starting with the closest to the sun. There's Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. There are 8 planets in the solar system, and each revolve around the sun. Having so much fun, revolving around the sun, the sun, the sun.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the Creative Galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Each one of our journeys keeps us.
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
We'll never get older. Each one.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Welcome back, children. Today we're going to read a great story. It's all about the solar system. The name is There Is No Place Like Space. All about our solar system by Tish Rabe. There's no place like space. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and we're off to have fun. We'll visit the planets, the stars, and the sun. There is no place like space. I will prove it to you. Your mother will not mind at all if I do. Jump in. Here we go. We will fly up so high we can dance on the moon and play games in the sky. We will swing past the stars, and in case you have missed them, you'll soon see. See everyone? The planets in our solar system. There are 8 of these planets that circle the sun, and soon you'll be able to name every one. Mercury's close to the sun's burning light. It is hot in the daytime, but freezing at night. On Venus, the weather is always the same, hot, dry, and windy with no chance of rain. Can you guess the next planet? Well, here is a clue. It is my home and home to thing 1 and thing 2. You have been living on it each day since your birth. It is third from the sun. It is our planet. Guess what it is? Earth. That's right, everyone. It spins all the time, round and round like a top. It turns once every day, and it never will stop. This question had thing 1 and thing 2 in a tizzy. If the Earth's always spinning, why don't we feel dizzy? We don't feel the Earth as it spins on its way, 'cause we're spinning right with it right now every day. See everyone? Next, Here is Mars. It's the color of rust. We sneeze here because it is covered with dust. Travel to Jupiter and you will find it is bigger than all other planets combined. Saturn has rings, it's so light, who would think? It could float in an ocean and not even sink. Look at Saturn. A planet can have satellites that surround it. Uranus has lots of these objects around it. There are colors in space. I will show some to you. Neptune, you see, is a beautiful blue. An astronomer studies what's up in the sky. Thing 2 wants to be one. In fact, so do I. And children, as you can see, this was a great book about the planets, and I loved it because it rhymes, and we learned a song about the planet. And now let me just ask Speedy and Patches what they think about the book. Yes, I agree. They're always right, everyone. They said that they love the book also. They love the fact that it does rhyme, it was fun, and they learned all about the planets. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones
Don't even.
and explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Welcome back. Now it is time for us to make a special craft that goes along with our theme on planets. And here it is. As you can see, we have the different planets, and the names once again are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. I have a model here where the sun is in the middle and all of the planets are coming out from the sun, revolving around the sun. And they also have the colors that they actually are in outer space. So as you can see over here, I have a model as well, and we have different sticks coming out of the sun that represent the way that the planets revolve around the sun or orbit around the sun. And our first planet is Mercury. So we would be putting Mercury here, which is the closest to the sun, as you see here, and it would be like this. Mercury, Venus, Venus would be next. So I'd be putting that there. And then I'd be putting all the planets around the sun, just like you see that here. Now, children and parents, I did buy a kit which had all the planets in it, but you could actually do this at home, painting each and every planet. What you can do is go to a craft store and buy different foam balls in different varying sizes. For instance, the largest one for the sun, and then the different sizes for all the other planets, as you see here. Paint them the same color. So, of course, the sun would be the yellow color, and then you'd have the first one, Mercury, as an orange, then a light green, Earth for blue, Mars for red, and then you'd have the next big one, which is Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. So you could either buy a kit, or you can purchase the little and large foam balls, get the different dowels to put through the sun, and then just put them in order, as we've been talking about during our segment today on planets. And here you go. And these are the planets that revolve around the sun. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi everyone. So today we had an amazing show which spoke about the planets. And as you remember, we met with our special astronomer friend from the planetarium who showed us so many wonderful things about the planets. And we also read a really fun book about the planets, and we even did a craft. We learned so much today about the solar system, and now it's time to say goodbye. Please join us. Goodbye, goodbye, see you all next time. We'll have more fun and shine like the sun. See you all next time. And children, be a good friend and show that you care. We're so happy that you are here. So boys and girls, I would love to have you join me on my upcoming shows. Have your parents write to me at the Miss Miriam Show at gmail.com. Till next time, bye everyone. Goodbye, goodbye, see you all next time. We'll have more fun and shine like the sun. See you all next time. See you all next time. See you all next time.